This is Smythe, host of the Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.
Welcome to the Team Podcast, episode 003.
Nailed it. Got it right. I know. So proud of him.
Every episode.
My name is Nash, host of the Team Podcast. To my left, if you go around the table, to my left, we got Wells of the Horseplay Podcast.
What up? What's up, ladies?
So.
And to my right, we got DJ Smythe.
Oh, my God.
Technical ops extraordinaire.
Not a DJ. He's not a DJ. Before we get anything started,
yes.
Hell in the Cell main event. What do you think, Wells?
Oh, man. Did you watch it? I messaged you.
That was it. That was
the
most exciting thing all the time.
Sami Zayn comes in and saves the day for Kevin Owens. Shane McMahon jumps off the Hell in a Cell again.
I watched that on Instagram. The funny thing is, he was up there, like, I think he was just hyping himself up. He was psyching himself up to jump. He was up there for a good 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just looking down, and who was at the bottom? Who was
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens. He was just
jump.
laying there, and then he jumped, and then he rolls out of the way.
Kevin Owens went halfway down the cell through a table first, so it was just they were fighting on top of the cell. It looked like at one point they were trying to break through it, but it wouldn't collapse.
Yeah, there's so many spots where
the exact same part of the cell. So I think it was supposed to give, but it didn't. So they had to improvise how that finished, and both of them ended up jumping off the top.
I thought for sure when he did the pop-up powerbomb on top of the cell, I thought for sure
Shane was going to go through.
I thought he was going to break his back. I was actually scared. Like, I was like, I actually got nervous.
This guy's not going to make it.
I was like, something's going to happen. I feel bad when they do this. Like, Shane McMahon does this every time he fights. He always does something crazy. And, like, I was like, oh, man, they're finally going to kill the guy. They're finally going to kill him. And then I realized.
Again.
Then I realized that guy survived a helicopter crash, so he's good.
He's probably good, right? Well, he did his spot where he jumps across from the garbage can, kills the garbage can.
Yeah, and
he also misses a shooting star press in the same match, and then jumps off the top of the cell. This guy, and he wrestles 2 matches a year.
47 years old,
right? I was
great
like,
shape.
He is going for it. There was the rest of the matches. I didn't really care what anything else happened in that pay-per-view.
Well,
that was awesome.
the New Day and Usos was pretty good.
Yeah, it was cool. But they didn't do anything in the South. They saved all of it for that main event.
What about, did you watch Raw on Monday?
Yeah.
I'm sticking my fist out.
I don't care.
And the Shield is back.
I don't care. I did it. I was like, why are they doing this to me now? I can't wait to see who breaks it up this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that.
Yeah. Are you guys done?
Yeah, we're
you done?
Yeah.
So you guys done?
Hey, man, you want to talk wrestling?
I used to watch wrestling. I don't watch it. I probably should watch wrestling, but I don't watch wrestling anymore. But whatever.
Dude, it was awesome. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. Just have fun, man.
Yeah. No, hey, if you guys, I don't know when you guys started listening. Go back, Zero Series. What was it? Episode 3? Episode 2?
I think it was the first one.
Was it the first one? Anyway, Wells and Smythe have a great podcast. Or they were talking about wrestling. It's pretty good. Pretty entertaining if you're into wrestling.
I feel like one day we might actually have wrestling podcasts.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. If one of these other podcasts fail, maybe we'll just go and jump into one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Jump into one of those things. So, like I do I'm going to start every weekend, and I don't care. I'm going to ask you guys, how's your fantasy team doing, Smythe? How's your fantasy team doing?
You know what? I took
any good stories? Give me a story. Don't.
I'm going to start. So, I'm now 1-4. I'll just put it like that. I had to start Blake Bortles and Goff last week, and they gave me less points than I got from Deshaun Jackson. So that's all I got to say, really, about my fantasy team right now.
Oh, how about your fantasy team, Wells?
5-0, baby, 5-0.
Bro, he's a pro.
Looking for the championship. Who'd you beat this week?
I beat Corey Oakley's brother, Ryan Oakley. Corey Oakley.
Why you gotta say their names out loud like that?
Brick.
Corey and Ryan are in last place. Corey is 0-5. Ryan is 1-4, and Ryan's only win came against his brother. It's like almost a free win every time you play one of them. But 5-0, and this week
they are the Cleveland Brown and San Francisco 49ers of fantasy.
This week I am 5-0, and I'm playing the other 5-0 team.
Oh wow!
Now he has Ezekiel Elliott, who's on bye.
Nice. Well,
and
he's on.
He's suspended. He's on bye. Yeah.
He's on.
And he's also.
He's dropped. He'll be new running back.
And he also has Odell Beckham Jr., who is gone.
Wow! So it looks like another win for you. It's looking pretty good for you.
You know what? we'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
What's your fantasy team name, Wells?
Sold my Lambo for a young ho. Now this doesn't really apply anymore. So I got the kicker for the Chargers at the start of the year was Young Hoeku, the Korean guy.
Yeah.
Who's eventually got cut. But everyone, when we saw his name, we thought he pronounced it Young Hoku. So I was coming up with a name
to
put a Young Ho in it. He got dropped after week 4, but I still kept the team name because you don't want any bad luck.
You can't change, yeah.
If I'm 5-0, I can't
mess with that.
Yeah. So when if I lose, I'll change my name to something clever. But just to touch on fantasy, my fantasy hockey name is good.
What is that?
Do you know Oli Mata from the? Who's he play for? The Penguins, I think he's the defenseman. Anyways, my team is Black Lives Matter. So,
what's your fantasy team name, Smythe?
Jesus Pleases.
Jesus Pleases.
Named after nothing. I just made it up.
Yeah, that's fine.
No wonder you're 1-4.
I know. I know. You know what? Maybe that's my next.
Now,
step.
people always say that don't talk about your fantasy team because nobody cares about your fantasy team. And what I say to that is, I don't care. This is our podcast. We can talk whatever we want to.
I'll try and stay away from it. But when you ask me about it, I will brag. I don't.
No,
care.
we will talk about it. I think people will listen to this podcast want to hear. So I'm going to talk about it. This podcast is for us, really. So whatever.
Wow.
Wow. I've always heard a story. If you
drawn a line in the sand,
right?
I've always heard if you make a radio show, podcast, whatever, for you, and just do it how you want, you'll do fine.
Now you're giving out all the tips,
all the secrets. All the secrets are out.
Make it for you and what you like to talk about, and you'll do fine. All right, so we're gonna start off like we do every week with football. We're gonna.
For this season, for now,
we're gonna kind of do it a little quicker than we usually do because we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we're gonna start off with the Steelers. Jaguars beat the Steelers 30-9, and a lot of controversy surrounding the Steelers this week. So what I'm gonna ask you, Wells, is Ben Roethlisberger done?
First off, the Jaguars didn't beat the Steelers. Ben beat the Steelers.
Well, he helped them a lot.
Okay?
He helped them a lot.
Anytime you throw up 5 picks against the Jaguars, sure, their defense is better now, but that's just... And you're at home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, man. I'm a big Steelers fan. I've been watching Ben for the last, 14 years, 14 seasons, and I can't take it, man. I can't take the way he's playing right now.
Well, that was despair. That was despair to all his boys. Now... The question really is, how do you feel about this? Le'Veon Bell, 15 carries, 47 yards.
Yeah, I'm scared about that too, man.
Antonio Brown, 10 receptions, 157 yards.
That's fine. Antonio's going to get his...
Yeah.
Dude, I'm scared, man. Like, there's so many weapons here, but you can't go anywhere if the quarterback's not doing well, right? So, if he's having trouble throwing the ball, then they're going to stop the run. And Le'Veon Bell was such a huge weapon for the last couple of years. This is his contract year. I thought he was going to go off the wall. He's going to go nuts.
Well, him and Roethlisberger don't look all too great.
No, man, it's really, really weird.
But the main question is because after that game, basically Roethlisberger said, "I don't have it anymore." He was kind of joking if you actually listen to the whole thing. But that's the main thing that everyone caught up on. Does Ben Roethlisberger have it anymore? Does Ben Roethlisberger have it anymore, Smythe?
Here's the thing. Here's what happened, okay? He has a horrible game. Remember, how many games has Romo thrown? Romo's thrown 5 picks and won.
He hasn't played well all year.
What are you talking about? The last week, they won.
They won, but he hasn't played well all year.
Do you think the Steelers are a perennial team in this league anymore? The answer is no. They have some good players, don't get me wrong. Defense ain't what it used to be. Ben's getting older every single year. He can't do it by himself, right? So last week, Bell carries the ball 30-something times, 150 yards. Antonio Brown gets upset. This year he makes a point in giving Antonio Brown the ball because Bell also caught 10 balls for 45 yards, whatever we threw it for, right? Mm-hmm. He was trying to force the ball to him. You can't do that in this league. Every team is too good for you to try to make somebody happy and still play well in the game. He threw 5 picks. That's a bad game. But some great players have had horrible games, right? We know Aaron Rodgers has thrown 5 picks. Brady's thrown like 4 or 5 picks. It happens to guys. So no, the Steelers aren't done. No, Roethlisberger is not out of it. Chalk it up to a bad week. Now they got KC this week.
Couple bad weeks.
Whatever. Well, the week before he didn't play bad. They won 26-9.
They won. He didn't look that impressive to me.
Well, they did the right things. They gave the ball to the running back who carried them through the game. If you want to win every game, you got to do different things every week. And if they are at the level where they're trying to win every game, because it looks like last week they weren't trying to win the game, they're trying to make people happy.
Yeah.
And that's not winning football. And that's what happens when you don't play winning football.
Well, Jaguars' defense is much improved this year. They've been spending the last 3 years just drafting defensive players, but nobody wants to touch the question. Nobody wants to. Do you think he's done? Do you think?
Oh, he's done when he retires. He's still out there playing.
But in this sport, it happens quickly. Like 1 year you're good, 1 year you're bad.
Yeah, I agree.
Is this the year that he's bad?
I think this is his last year. But last year they were asking if he was going to play this year, and it was not like a.
He was talking about retiring a lot. In the offseason.
And so I think he knows that he doesn't have much left. And I mean, that guy's been taking a beating for a long time.
Yeah, he always stood in the pocket.
And I think the reason why he was playing this year is because this is probably the last year they'll have all these core guys together, right? I know Brown's going to be there for a while, but this will probably be Ben's last year. Bell, we don't know what's going to happen with him with this free agency coming up. And, like, they have all the weapons. It's just a matter of will they figure it out? I don't know, man. I don't think he's done. But he's definitely knocking on the door of retirement. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, I think it was more of hyperbole what he's talking about. I don't think he's done this year. Maybe next year. A lot of these quarterbacks that have been drafted in the same year. You got Rivers. Was Breeze? I don't think Breeze. Rivers.
Is it Eli in this year too?
Yeah, Eli. They don't look, except for Brady. Like a lot of these guys don't look that well. But switching gears to Jaguars. A team that I think, Smythe, did you select them to win this division?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, crap. Dropped my phone. Yeah, this team is looking pretty good, especially on defense. Like, what did you see that this week that you liked, Smythe?
Grab your phone, man.
Yeah, get your phone. The Jags are going to be all right. They had a horrible game from Bortles. The defense played well enough. With
it's more about the running game.
Exactly. They're not an elite
team. Fournette, man.
Right? Yeah, Fournette's balling.
I feel like they're not elite on offense by any means. They got a good defense. They got a decent game manager. They're not going to throw games away, right? Wadsworth throws 5 picks. If he didn't throw those 5 picks, mind you, he has 6 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. If he didn't even play last week's game, I don't think he's done by any means. I just think Jacksonville had his number, and they're going to have a lot of guys' numbers this year. They're winning the division, like I said. That's it, really.
Yeah. So yeah, Jaguars looking nice. Yeah, actually, a lot of rookie running backs are looking pretty good. Looking pretty good this year, and we'll talk about that maybe a little bit next week. Let's move on to the Packers-Cowboys, Wells. So the Packers beat the Cowboys 35-31. What's wrong with the Cowboys?
Not much, man. Other than Ezekiel Elliott getting suspended for 6 games now.
Yep. It's probably official.
It is official right now. They say they may appeal.
He can still appeal.
Like I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all these appeals. I'm sick of is he done? Like, I don't know, man. Like, just is he suspended or not? All these appeals, I don't understand it. Hey, man, crack open that beer. It's all good. I don't know. There's nothing really wrong with the Cowboys. They're 2-3, so it's not like they're that bad.
Their defense is horrible.
Yeah, but they lost to Aaron Rodgers. They gave him too much time at the end there to score touchdowns, so that's their mistake. They lost to the Rams the week before. Mm-hmm. Now both these games were at home, so that's a little troubling.
They're not that great at home, actually. If you look at the last 5 years,
but still, you should go into your home. That's not a guaranteed win, but that's where you should win most of your games, right? If you're to win 80% of your games at home and then figure out 1 or 2 on the road, you should be a playoff team.
Yeah, right? You're good enough to make it. You're right. But again,
But do you see anything? Do you see anything wrong with the?
We talked about it last week. Last week they scored 30 points and lose. This week they
can score. They can score
31,
but they lose. That's the problem.
But it's the Packers. Again, you're losing a shootout to a team that scores a lot of points. You're going to get weeks where you don't have teams that can put up 30, and you're going to win those ones easily. Which is why I think, and now they're behind the division by 2 games, and if Philly wins tonight 3, I still think they're going to come back. They're consistent enough. They do enough good things with the ball at all times for them to come back from this. And it's a shot in the foot to have Elliott gone, but
not official. But yeah, if he's gone, then that could hurt.
I think he's good, but it's not like they're going to that offensive line,
which are hurt.
Dak Prescott. The only problem they have right now is on the defensive side of the ball,
which is actually horrible. They're getting the defense can't stop.
They're getting shredded.
Anybody.
They're getting shredded, and that's where your problems lie. You can't see what's wrong with the Cowboys. You can't see what's wrong with Prescott. You can't say anything's wrong with this offense by any means. They just couldn't outscore the Green Bay Packers, and it's hard to find an offense that can.
I think Prescott looks good. Like
he's fine.
He looks like he's going to be a good quarterback. So far, second year, he looks like he's going to be a good quarterback.
Yeah, like the second year is when you find out if they were real or not.
Yeah,
and I think he's done enough to prove that he's here to stay.
Yeah, and then when usually quarterbacks get what they are when they hit 30. So
30.
Yeah, usually that's when they get into their prime, and then that's when you start winning Super Bowls and all that kind of
Jesus.
stuff. Yeah, so that's usually what happens with quarterbacks. So we're going to try this. We're going to go a little rapid fire now.
Oh, boo, boo, boo.
A little rapid fire now with the NFL, so we're going to get this stuff done. So I'm just going to go back and forth with questions. Starting with, do you still trust the Patriots, Wells?
Trust them?
Trust
with
them.
What?
So right now, they're third in the division right now.
Yeah, come on, man.
Right now. So defense, anything? Like, do you still have faith in the Patriots?
I don't know if I ever had faith in them in the first place. Man, like, you know what? They'll be fine. They'll get their wins. They won last week on the road in Tampa, and it's I'm not worried about them. Do I trust them? Like I said, I don't know if I had anything instilled in them, but
all right. Well, let's go on to the next one. Do you want to take back what you've been saying about Cam Newton, Smythe?
What did you say about him?
I said he's not a 300-yard, 3-touchdown quarterback.
And 2 weeks in a row, he's thrown 300 yards.
2 weeks in a row. I still don't think he's that guy. I think he has good games, but I think he's not. He usually uses his feet. He does both. He throws for 200 yards, runs for 70, 80, and gets touchdowns that way.
So, yes, you do want to take back what you said.
No, man. No, he's not that guy. Today, he doesn't have 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also, Patriots are tied for first in the division. I'm just throwing it out.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
What do you mean, whatever?
That wasn't your question. So, the Ravens beat the Raiders. Smythe. Wells, go.
What about them?
Remember last week you were ripping on me because I picked the Ravens to win and they won.
Dude, well, that was a weird week for me, all right? Because I was put on the spot. I said E.J. Manuel would stink, and he wasn't that good.
Mm-hmm.
Amari Cooper had his worst game ever in his career.
It proved that the injuries
but then me
were
there. Me and Smythe both like, wait a minute, these guys are Baltimore's going on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to the West Coast,
coming across country.
You know, and they went up and they put up some points, man.
Yeah, well.
And they actually won. I couldn't believe it. I was.
I know you guys couldn't. I was the only one that picked the Raiders this week.
Yeah. Pat yourself on the back, buddy. It's
okay. Yeah, because they had Bane on their team. Will KC get an L this year, Smythe?
Yeah, 16-0 is hard. Mm-hmm. People should bet anytime.
Yeah. So, can you predict when they will get that L?
They got to play Denver again.
Denver?
Yeah.
Denver. All right.
Well, they're playing Pittsburgh this week. Bounce back game for Ben Roethlisberger.
That could be an L right there.
Pittsburgh's going to get destroyed this week.
All right. Should the Giants blow up their team, Wells?
Blow them up?
Should they start tanking?
They don't have any choice. They got nothing. They got no one to play for them right now.
Right now, they don't have
a running game. They don't have any receivers now because they just lost 2, maybe 3. They're signing guys off the street to go catch balls from Eli Manning, who's not even that reliable right now.
You see Terrell Owens and things that they would play for him.
Oh my god, that was the best. Who else? Ochocinco?
I think he did too. I think he actually did too. Yeah, they did probably. Well, you know what? It would be better than what they have right now.
Would it?
Yeah, they have nothing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some guys off the street. We'll see how it goes. No, man, blow it up. You can't really do that with a football team, right? But
well, you can get as low as you can. Get a draft pick. I think they should draft the quarterback. I was never a fan of Eli Manning. So, whatever.
Not now, you can draft.
They need a running back too.
Get a running back in the second, third, fourth, and fifth rounds if you want.
All right, Smythe. Who will win the NFC East? So you got Philadelphia, Washington, Dallas.
No, there's only 2 teams. I don't know why you would name.
Why are you asking?
Why would you name the other 2 teams?
Hey, it's early in the season still. They can right now. Eagles are sitting with 4-1.
Well, the Eagles. I think the Eagles are in prime position right now. I still think Dallas is the best team in the East. But the Eagles.
But if you lose Elliott for 6 games,
you lose Elliott for 6. I don't think they need Elliott. I'll be honest. I think if you put, I think Wells can be running back right now for the Dallas Cowboys, and he'll 70, 80, 90, and a touchdown every game. But I think the Eagles are in prime position. If the Eagles can sneak through 2-3 more weeks, then they got it locked, obviously. But Dallas is my pick as the best team in the division.
All right. So you think Dallas can win that division still?
They definitely can still win it.
Okay. All right. Are the Seahawks back, Wells?
Sure. I mean, they're there. They still have a running game, so I'm worried about that. Their defense isn't as good as it used to be.
Yeah, right now they're at the top of their division.
It's a weak division, right? Like, I mean, the Rams are okay. They're
tied.
Well, both 3-2.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't think they were gone, but like they're there. They're having the time of their life. No, they're fine. They'll be all right. It's a weak division, right, with the 49ers in there too, and the Rams, and you guys are doing something over there that's distracting me. Keep talking. Sure, man. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
I haven't seen anything that really worries me other than the running game, and the running game is suspect.
All right. Who will win the NFC East? Wells. I mean, Smythe. Excuse me. AFC East. AFC East. Who will win the AFC East?
Why are we even looking at this? This is. The Patriots are tied for first. They're in the lead for the division. They're going to win it. There's no way around this.
So you're still saying the Patriots?
Not still saying the Patriots are going to win the division, like they do every year.
Okay.
Who's gonna stop them?
Well,
surprising Jets.
Yeah, right now the Bills, the Jets, and Eagles. And
Bills just lost last week to the Cincinnati Bengals, who are not a good team.
No.
So all that, like a week ago, we were talking about how the Bills, are they for real? No, man, they're the Bills. Are the Jets for real? They're more of a team I'd worry about.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think they're for real. I don't think the Jets are for real.
Bills are one game out of first place. Why are we saying they're good?
After week 5, man, because they're not that good.
I don't know. I think they're
what is it that you would see on the Bengals that's like, yeah, man, that's...
Sorry, did you say the Bengals?
Bengals are one game out.
Yeah, one game. They're under 500.
I know.
But they're still one game out.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to last? Do you think a team under 500 is going to...
They started 0-3. They're one game out. I think they're on a winning trend. Andy Dalton, which we know he's better than horrible, they have a chance to actually win the division.
All right. Wells is jumping up and down. What just happened? I missed that. Home run.
So we got the NLDS Game 5 on here. I'm trying to do this podcast professionally, but Nash threw this game right in my face, and it's hard to ignore. But yeah, Daniel Murphy just hit a solo home run to tie the game.
Tie the game. The bottom of the second.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we're watching that. We're watching baseball, and we're also watching a Thursday night game. Mm-hmm. Right now, the Eagles are up 3-0.
Smythe Eagles up 3-0.
Yeah. All right, let's go to some picks that we did last week.
Let's not talk about last week's picks. Let's not go.
Let's go week 5. Let's recap week 5. So we got Wells, who was 1-5, Smythe, who was 1-5, and Nash, who was 3-5.
Jeez. Guys, I hope you're not gambling on our...
Yeah, right?
You're winning money if you're gambling with me. You're winning money.
3-5?
3 of 5.
Oh. 3 of 5. 3 of 5, excuse me.
Okay.
3 of 5. Sorry, I should have wrote it that way. All right. So, let's move on to week 6.
I'm coming back with some good picks this week.
All right, let's go on to week 6. So, we got Patriots, who are 3-2 against at the Jets, who are also 3-2. Pats are minus 9.5. Who wins this game? Wells.
Who wins it? The Patriots will win it.
Who covers?
And who covers? The Patriots will cover. Time to come back down to reality, Jets fans. I know you're on that Josh McCown high right now, and things are looking good because you guys are winning games you should against teams that are bad. But in comes the big bad teams from the East. The Patriots will cakewalk. Yeah. Call it right now.
Cakewalk.
They're going to win by 21.
21.
Wow.
Yeah.
They got that kind of offense.
Division game.
Mm-hmm.
It's in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And the Patriots can't stop anybody. Josh McCown is anybody. They can't stop him. It's not 21. I think the Jets cover the 10 but lose the game.
Okay. They cover but they lose.
Yeah. So he's taking the Jets.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Cover but they lose. I'm going to say Patriots.
They're going to cover? Because that's what anyone can pick a team to win. But to cover,
normally that's what I do. I don't like to. Do they cover? Yeah, they cover.
There you go. Come to the good side.
Yeah, they cover.
Pick a side, sir.
If anyone doesn't know, I'm not a gambling aficionado.
But you just 1, 3, or 5.
Yeah, either. Yeah. Let's go to the Steelers at the Chiefs. Steelers are 3-2, and Chiefs are 5-0. Who wins this game? Smythe. Oh, Chiefs are minus 4.5.
Yeah, they cover that. Steelers they don't know what they do right now. Do they run the ball? Do they throw the ball? Like what? They don't know their identity right now. So take them all to figure it out. Playing the best team in the league is not the best way to get it done. They're also in Kansas City. Chiefs covered by 5. Sorry, Wells. I'm so sorry.
Patriots. Wow. Steelers will win this game outright. So give me the points and give me the wow. Why do I keep saying the Patriots? Give me the Steelers to win outright. Give me the points. Ben's gonna bounce back. Okay, he's gonna shut all the naysayers up. The Chiefs they're gonna lose their first game. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now, guys. This is it. Ben's gonna go off. Bell's gonna go off. Kareem Hunt's gonna take a nap. It's gonna be great.
This is the key, kids. I'm gonna tell you this right now. When it comes to sports, especially when it comes to baseball, hockey, and football, nobody goes perfect. The key is trying to figure out when they're gonna lose, when they're not gonna go perfect. And I'm also going to pick the Steelers.
Yeah.
I'm also going to take the Steelers. Ooh. I don't think, no one can go perfect. The Chiefs are going to lose sometime this year.
It's a goddamn shame.
And, I think it's going to be now. I think it's going to be this game.
Just a little update here while we're watching this NLDS game. A catcher's got a bunt single. So, things are happening, guys. Things are really happening.
Things are happening. Let's go to the Packers at the Vikings. Packers are 4-1, and Vikings are 3-2. Packers are minus 3. Who wins this game, Wells?
Packers in Minnesota, right?
Definitely yes. Minnesota with that spread.
No. Packers minus. He's going to keep the gravy chain rolling, keep that offense going. He's got some guys coming back that were injured, that were not feeling well. He's getting some guys that are healthy now.
Keenum can't cover this spread. There's no way. Sam Bradford, I think he's healthy enough to play, and they're just not playing him.
He looked trash.
Yeah, so you got to go with the Packers in this game. There's no
just to add on to it. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but yeah, like you're saying, Case Keenum is their guy right now, right? Because like Bradford didn't look good. He's not hurt. He's not healthy. They got no running game, right? They had Dalvin Cook's out for the year. It's just I don't see how they can keep up with the firepower that Green Bay has. So give me minus 3. Give me minus 3.
Why is the spread only 3?
That's scary. Yeah,
There's the things you think about. I'm like, what? 3?
Yeah. Well, it was what? It was 2 against the Cowboys last week. That's the one I got right, I think.
That's a good
game. The only game I got right last week. So I'm going to ride that Packers train.
Ride that Packers train.
All right. Let's move on to the Colts at Titans. I don't know. I can't find a line on that one.
Because there's no line for it.
There is no line because they won't take it.
No, they don't know if Mariota's playing that.
Wow.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Because I went on both. I couldn't find a line. I was wondering why. I probably should have asked you. So get Colts at Titans. Colts are 2-3. Titans are 2-3.
Yeah.
Who do you got in this, Smythe?
That's an iffer. Mariota plays Tennessee. He doesn't play Colts.
Yeah, Colts. Oh, sorry. Hang on. Sorry, I didn't say my answers to that. Packers at Vikings. I'm picking Packers. Sorry, and you picked Colts for this game.
Whoa! Well, I said if Mariota plays Tennessee, and if he doesn't play the Colts.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, yes. All right. It's a conditional.
All right, conditional. Maybe I should have left this game out because it was conditional. All right, so conditional. Who do you got? Wells?
Yeah, I think Tennessee needs a win here. They lost to the Dolphins last week. I know Mariota was out, but I think they have a bounce-back game. They're at home. Even if Mariota doesn't play, I still think they'll win. I'm not sure what the spread will be. I figure if Mariota plays, it'll probably be around minus 6.5. If he doesn't, it'll probably be about 2.5. Yeah. So Mariota's worth like 4 points, I think. Oh man, Michael A. Taylor with a home run.
Another home run. Last year he made a
man. Sorry, I know we're getting This is what happens when you put a playoff game beside me. Okay, an elimination game right beside me. This is what happens. I'm sorry.
3-run shot by Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor's been money.
Michael.
Money.
Hey, Taylor. Yeah, so give me the Titans no matter what. I'm sticking with that.
And the Panthers just scored too. And the last game we got here is Rams at Jaguars. Rams are 3-2, and Jaguars are 3-2 also. Jags are -2.5. Who do you got, Smythe?
It's a tough one here.
No, the Rams are going to kill them.
Ooh.
And
wait, hold on.
Kill them.
We were just pumping the tires of the Jags a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, they're a good team.
And you select them to win the division.
They are going to win the division.
And then you're telling me that the Rams are going to pump them?
Pump them. 14 plus.
14 plus.
Oh, man.
I know last time I said that I was wrong, but this time 14 plus.
Bold. Who you got, Wells?
This is a tough game.
Mm-hmm.
The line is 2.5 for a reason because the Jags are at home, so the Vegas doesn't know which way it's going to go, really. So they're like, okay, that means if this is on a neutral field, they'd probably have the Rams favored by 3.
If we're talking gambling, kids, listen to Wells. He knows what he's.
Oh yeah, that's why I went.
Picking games, he can't tell you. But when it comes to the logic of gambling, listen to Wells. Please.
Yeah,
listen to Wells.
I can explain this to you. Yeah. That being said, the Jags are flying pretty good, man. Like they're doing well. I like their running game. And the Rams don't really have much of a run defense right now. So, and they're giving up a lot of points. So I'm going to give the Jags the little slight edge here. I'll take them 2.5. Mm-hmm. Which means they'll probably lose, but.
And I am going to take the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams. All right. So again, we are young at this podcast game. Wells has been doing it for about a year.
Yeah,
about a year. Smythe's been doing it for about 6 months.
Sure.
And I've been just coming into this. So again, we're gonna throw some things out, see if they stick, see if they don't stick, see if you guys like it, see if you don't like it. So we're gonna start another segment today, and we're gonna call this Wells Woke.
Wells is woke.
Wells is woke. Wow. I'm gonna pass it off to Wells so he can explain it to you guys, right. And then we'll take it from there.
Basically, this segment is just something that's bothering me, something that pisses me off.
Well, it's grinding my gears.
Yeah, this is the segment where I get to lash out on something I don't like in the sports world. And this one's a little personal because it involves fantasy football. So listen up, okay? I'm going to talk about people in your league and people demanding certain things, and then you give it to them, and then it backfires on you.
Hold on. When you say league, what do you mean league? Fantasy league or
fantasy football league?
This is what I'm going to talk about this week, all right? And you might want to get the if I swear,
the Mario coins up.
Yeah.
Let's collect some coins.
Get those coins lined up.
Smythe's about to collect some coins.
Yeah. So I run a fantasy football league. This is our 7th year, and for some reason this year everyone decided to implement waiver wire. Now we've never had this for the first 6 years. So basically, what a waiver wire is like everyone gets a fair chance at picking someone up. This is pretty common, but to me, this is not.
Do you have this in your fantasy?
Of course, the waiver wire is a standard.
Okay, so in your league, how does the waiver wire work?
So it goes reverse draft order, and then if you want to pick up a guy, you go back to the bottom of the line.
Okay,
so and if 2 people want to pick up the same person, whoever's higher on the waiver wire gets that player.
Right. Okay. So the waiver, that's it though. It's based off the draft
initially.
So our league is based off of standings each week.
Mm-hmm.
So. As I said earlier, I am 5-0. So guess who gets bumped at the back of the waiver wire every week? Okay? So I'm sitting there, and I got injuries too. My team isn't doing the greatest, but I'm winning, right? But
so basically, this is a something to kind of even out fantasy. Is that what it's designed for?
Well, it's rewarding the shittier teams.
Yeah. So
right, and they get to pick up these players before I get a chance. So if I get an injury, I have to wait for all these. So we got a 12-team league, and I'm in second place. So I got to wait for 10 teams ahead of me to go through all their picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the last week, now someone dropped Cam Newton in our league,
mm-hmm.
and that wasn't like so. We Tuesday night is when we get to pick up our players, right? But
Mm-hmm.
someone dropped Cam Newton in the middle of the week, so that went to everyone on the Friday. Didn't claim anyone the week before, so I could have this. And someone cucked me right before, and they took Cam Newton. Okay, and I had Mariota, who's hurt, and so I needed a quarterback that week. So I had to scramble. I got Philip Rivers, who had a good week, so it all worked out. But I was still pissed off.
Yes.
Then someone dropped Mark Ingram, right?
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson gets traded to New Orleans. So the guy who dropped Mark Ingram...
Adrian Peterson got traded to...
Sorry.
Cardinals.
From New Orleans to the
Cardinals, yes.
So now Mark Ingram has more of a chance to grab balls.
Yeah.
I put in a claim to get him. I get cucked again. Okay? And that pissed me off again. The same guy did it. This week, my tight end's been doing crap. He's poop, right? So I'm going to do tight end. Ed Dixon has a game this week. I'm like, well, maybe I can claim him. Maybe I can, everyone else seems to have okay tight end.
Uh-oh.
I go to put in a claim for him. I get cucked again by the same person 3 times.
So everyone can see what you want.
Yeah.
So they can essentially block you.
So what happened the first 2 times? So I went in a claim to grab Cam Newton, and I missed. So the thing reverses. But because I got a claim on a defense I wanted, I went back to the bottom. That's how I lost Mark Ingram. And then, after the week ended, it reset again because I did well again. So the guy ahead of me, again, cucked me.
It sounds like you're complaining about winning every week.
But this is the thing. And you made a good point. Not everyone stays perfect, right? I'm trying to build a team for the whole year, not just for week by week. I know defenses I stream each week. But this is so stupid. Like, these people can take all the players that I want. I don't have it's I know it's supposed to be fair, but because I am doing well, the people who are doing get rewarded.
Your waiver wire is not set up right. It should be a running.
But this is what everyone. So, as a commissioner league, I listen to the people, and they wanted to do this. And this is the format they wanted.
You're a good person.
I am a good person,
but you completely screw yourself because now you're never going to get a hand at the top players. You're going to always have to nitpick and find something that no one else sees. Right. So the way ours works is waiver wire runs the entire season. So if you make a claim, you go back to the bottom of the ladder until you make. So if you make a claim though, and no one else claims that player, you get him. But if someone else claims that player and he's higher than you in the wire,
so it's the whole thing. So, but yours is just week to week, boss.
Week to week, man.
So every week you reset back to the bottom when you win.
So basically, this sounds like you're complaining for being perfect.
Yeah, exactly what it is. And then even if you win, you're still at the bottom because you'll still be in first place at 5-1.
Even next week, like
let me ask something. Who wanted to implement this waiver wire? Was it
everyone?
Everyone wanted to do it?
I'd say there's 12 people in the league. I'd say 9 out of 12.
Okay. I thought it was just an individual person that was just losing constantly. Then I would have ripped that person.
No, but it's all the decisions of like rule changes and waiver wire stuff. Everything gets voted on each year if there's an issue, right? And if the majority rules, then you change it. That's the only fair thing to do. I'm not a dictator, all right?
I'm saying it sounds like a democracy.
So next year, I'm coming in with like a 4-page outline of like how I think it should change.
Why this is wrong.
Yeah. So I know it's kind of weird that you hear me about being 5-0 and not getting the players I want, but down at the end of the year when I've got like a weak bench and the bye weeks are piling up and I'm putting in like 3rd string running backs just to get some points on my team. That's all I'm saying, man. Is when you're in fantasy leagues, make sure you're making the right decisions, especially if you're running the fantasy league. Right? Make sure you're not getting cucked by your guys in your league. They're not running. Don't let the inmates run the asylum. You should run the asylum, all right? And that's Wells' woke for this week.
That was amazing. That was so.
Basically, amazing. Run a dictatorship if you're the commissioner of your football league.
And I probably went right back to fantasy football after saying he doesn't like talking about his fantasy football team.
Hey man, this podcast is for us.
Give a guy 5 minutes of shine, right?
All right.
Anyways, I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from.
I'm sure there's somebody right there right now who's like, yes.
You know what you should do? You should probably take a picture, a snapshot of who's on your fantasy football team and share it on the Instagram page. So people that need help can take a look at your team and know what winners look like. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
This is what a champion looks like.
That's for me.
All right, so we're gonna jump over to the MLB playoffs, World Series. Right now we are in the midst of Nats versus Cubs. But we're just gonna go back to guys, what just happened.
I'm sorry for wrong picks again.
Again, don't.
It's been a rough week.
Don't listen to Wells. Don't listen to Wells. When it comes to picks, anyway. When it comes to picks, so the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks 3-0.
Yeah.
Wells picked the Diamondbacks to win. You actually picked them to go to the World Series, so I'll let you speak. I'll let you speak on this one.
Hey man,
I'll let you speak on this one.
Shame.
Yeah, I really missed it on this one, guys. I thought the Diamondbacks had a little high coming off their wild card win.
Shame.
Yeah, no, throw it all this way. I get it. I really thought the Diamondbacks had a team that could keep up with the Dodgers.
Shame.
And
you know, top to bottom, the Dodgers are just.
You know what did it in for me is that first game in the first inning when they scored like 4 or 5 runs. And I'm like, ooh,
this was a bad idea.
I was like, oh man, I really thought they could.
The Dodgers, top to bottom, are just killing right now. They look like they were going to put them out, put these guys out for misery. We're just going to sit around and just have fun.
But like
top to bottom, they're killing it right now. Because Yasiel Puig is playing.
They only played
pretty
3
good.
games. Right?
Yeah, he's playing pretty good though in those 3 games.
The Diamondbacks, I really thought they could do it. I thought they could be the Cinderella story of this playoffs, but boy was I wrong. I'm really sorry, guys.
Did I call that a sweep or no?
I think you both called.
I picked. I didn't say sweep, but I did pick the Dodgers. I think you also picked the Dodgers.
And I had the balls to say they would win it in 4.
I remember that. That was so good.
Like the Dodgers were just killing 9 runs, 8 runs, and then the final game was 3 runs. Like the Dodgers right now, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, but they got a bit of a layoff here.
Yeah.
And they're going to be facing a team that wins this game, who's coming off a high, right? Winning a 5-game series. Mm-hmm. They may be a little tired, but you get that if you keep playing, because they're only going to have a 1 day off again.
Because baseball is a game of
momentum,
every day,
man.
and they're playing every day. Baseball is like you got to play every day.
Yep.
Anything stand out to you in that series, Smythe?
You didn't watch it.
What? Dude, I said what was going to happen. It happened exactly as I said. I said, well, you know what? I knew Arizona won the game to get there, and I thought it would give them a win because you're riding that high, like I said. Mm-hmm. They didn't even get that. And I don't want to be like, oh, the Arizona sucks, because they don't. The Dodgers are just head and shoulders. Yeah. They want to know, what are they going, a 16-game losing streak? If they didn't go on that losing streak, they might have been the best team of all time.
And a 16-game winning streak. There's no team in MLB history has done that.
Well, the thing is that they were on pace to have one of the best records ever until that losing streak, which I think they just went on it
to calm everyone down.
Yeah, I think so. So the hype died down before the playoffs. So I mean, they're a great team. I didn't think Arizona's at the level. They weren't. And let's move on.
Well, it's and I know you're probably going to go to the AL right now, Smythe, but like just for contrast, is you look at the Dodgers with that big losing streak, and then you look at the Indians who had the big winning streak, and look what happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
It really comes down to, we always say you're never in trouble in a series until you lose a game out on the road at home, right? Until you lose at home, you're never. And that series was about 2 teams defending home turf.
Yeah,
and anything can happen in a 1-game playoff.
Yeah.
Well, let's move over to Astros beating the Red Sox. They're saying right now this is a playoffs of pitching, but not for the Houston Astros. They are mashing balls, just killing the ball. So 8 runs, and
3.
Was it 3 runs?
They lost the game.
Yeah, they lost the game because Boston had 10 runs in that game. Seems like they don't have a problem hitting the ball.
No, and Smythe brought that up last week. He's saying, top to bottom, this is probably one of those prolific offenses in all of baseball history.
They probably are, yep.
And I'm we don't really talk about that series that just happened because I think we all predicted that would happen. I said that Boston was a fake team.
You never liked them, it's right.
No, but I didn't think they were going
to. And Farrell got fired.
Yeah, they did.
But like, just to, I don't know if we're going to talk about the next series, but like that's going to be a good series. I was talking about it on Horseplay, plugging Horseplay.
Yeah.
But that Yankees bullpen against that Astros offense is going to be something to watch. That's going to be fun to watch because the Yankees have like 5 guys that can come out of the pen that can shut them down. But then you also have that offense which could just explode at any minute.
My favorite thing about Houston is there's no pitching duo combo that can contain those guys from putting up 5, 6, 7, 8 runs. And I mean, I knew they'd run all over Boston just because 1-9 those guys do damage.
I didn't think it was gonna be this bad though. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. But
I called that a sweep too.
They beat up Sale like he was nothing.
Oh man, like it was nothing.
And I think the Yankees are going to be in for the same kind of series. The thing about the Yankees is they can score back, which will help.
Hold on, let's put a pause on that. Let me jump over to the Yankees first because right now we're just chomping at the bit. Let me go to the Yankees. Let me go Yankees Indians. Yankees come back. What were they up? Indians up 3-0?
2-0.
2-0. And then 3-0 would have been better than the end. But anyway, the Yankees come back and win. Pretty good game. I know you were watching that. CC pulled it out. He was just monsters on the mound. What did you like on that series, Smythe?
Well, the thing is about that series that it happens all the time. You see a team go up 2-0, and you feel like the series is over because it's only a 5-game series. The other team wins their 2 at home, and you got a 1-game playoff, right? And in the 1 game, anything can happen, and Carnassian goes down, and Cleveland's in trouble. And here's what I thought. I thought Cleveland had the power to do it, right? Because Kluber starts, Miller goes in. Who closes the shot?
Which he was
Allen,
sorry. And you feel like that's enough. You have enough. You can get through 9 innings. You might bring in one guy to get 1 out or 2. You're going to be able to contain it. But it's 1 game. And one guy doesn't do his job right, and you're in trouble. And Cleveland ran into trouble. Don't have the firepower to get out of every situation. And they did in game 2. But you can't be saved every game.
Like I said with that game, like I said, if the Yankees get the lead, and if they do get a lead, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And you're in trouble. And that's exactly what happened in the last game. CC was playing awesome. I was like...
He didn't finish the 5th inning, though.
And he wasn't going to. They said the most he pitches is 5. And then you pull that to the bullpen, and the bullpen takes care of it, which they did.
Here's a stat. I'm just going to throw a number out here because I want you guys to guess. But the Yankees came back from a 2-0 deficit. How many times do you think that's happened since 1994 when they started doing this wild card?
Since 1994, from coming back from the deficit?
From 2-0 deficit. How many times do you think that's happened?
To force a game 5 or to win the series?
To win, like to come back from down 2-0 and come back and win.
I'm going to say over 10 times.
Over 10 times?
Over 10. I think it happens a lot.
I'm going to say 5.
5?
Yeah.
It was 5 up until last night. And that was the 6th time.
Son of a...
Yeah. The last time to do it was the Jays in 2015.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they did it the hard way. They lost 2 at home, went on the road 1-2,
and then
came home. But yeah, that series was interesting, man. Like, again, I apologize for picking the Indians to go win it all.
Me too, though. I was with you.
But the way I was explaining it in my head and most people's head,
it makes sense. It made sense.
You have the same team coming back from last year. You added Edwin. Your starters were healthy. They had Kluber was better this year than he was last year, and he put up 2 stinkers of starts. I talked about it on Horseplay as well, and like I'm just like dumbfounded at how it went. But that Yankees bullpen was the MVP of that division series, right? As much as you want to say Didi was or whoever else, like they absolutely carried them to the glory. And even Tanaka and Severino had good starts. Severino bounced back after his wild card blunder. Mm-hmm. So they're going to go into Houston. That's going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be pitching versus offense. And that's like, it's do or die. If there's no offense for Houston, then it's trouble.
It seems like this playoffs, it's like whoever has a better bullpen. It's this pretty much
the last couple years, man.
It's basically been a trend since KC.
Yeah, exactly.
Ever since KC won, it seems to be the trend. The numbers actually say that's not the case. If you're a starter last 6 or above, you tend to win more. But it just seems to be a trend going that let's load up on the bullpen. Let's load up on the bullpen. I personally don't like that. I don't think you can rely on bullpen guys. Because you just can't rely on them. But it seems to be working.
Like on the other side of that is if you get a bullpen that's firing all cylinders, and they're going to go in every game, and they know they're going to pitch, and they have that momentum, they're going to ride it, and that's what the Yankees are doing right now, and that's what they needed it for most of last year until they lost in Game 7, and then KC the year before, the 2 years before, where they rode those 3 guys for 2 years. Like that's the trend now, and even when San Francisco won their World Series 2014. Is when
Bumgarner came out of
the... like, they were using their starters.
Yeah, well...
that's kind of different because he's a starter, but
I
understand your point. I understand your point.
But the way you utilize your bullpen...
Yeah, I understand your point.
If that incorporates the starters, that's the way it's going to work.
When you're facing clutch hitters in a clutch situation, you need your fresh guys out there. The team that has the most fresh guys ready to go night after night is winning the baseball games, right? If you have a guy who's going to come in and give you 1 or 2 good innings night after night, it works way better than telling the guy to go 7, 8 innings of strong pitching. That hand gets tired. You need.
Well, the only reason I don't like that is because bullpen guys are essentially what are they? Failed starters.
Failed starters. Yeah.
They're failed starters. So that's why if you're relying on those guys,
not anymore.
And you're actually
that's the old.
No, that's exactly what they are. They're all failed. Nobody
Andrew
comes.
Miller failed starter.
Yeah, nobody comes into baseball saying, you know what, I want to be a bullpen guy because you don't get paid.
But they get brought into the league to specialize and be bullpen guys.
If you want to last, you become a bullpen guy. But nobody comes into Major League Baseball saying, I want to be a bullpen guy unless you're Asuna.
Aroldis Chapman started off as a starter, didn't work out, so they utilized his big arm. They put him in the bullpen. Andrew Miller, same thing.
Yeah.
The only guy recently who's come up and was just a reliever, especially, was Craig Kimbrell.
Yeah,
and even like,
and Osuna seems like he doesn't want to come.
Osuna was a starter.
Yeah, Osuna doesn't want to be a starter.
No, but forget that. The team's saying you're more benefit to us out of the bullpen. These guys are specializing in pitching 1-2 innings tops. It's not that they're failed starters. It's just it makes more sense.
They are failed starters. They are failed starters.
But it makes they're more.
Yes, you can last as a career
by
in the
playing,
bullpen. Yes,
right, giving you 2 strong innings, one or whatever, right.
But no one's going to give you $90 million.
No, you're not.
If you're coming out of the
bullpen. But when it comes down to winning in times like this, guess what? The guys that pitch 1-2 innings are almost more important than your starters.
But I don't mean to cut you off, but what's I'm just saying is like the starters are getting all the money, but now you're seeing relievers get huge paychecks too, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because Chapman's
they're important.
$70 million over 5 years. Marco Lanson, 5 years, $80 million for San Fran. It's starting to change now.
Do you want to win in October? That's when your bullpen's right.
Got to find those arms.
That's what it comes down to.
But anyway, going fast forward, let's go to the. So we got Yankees against the Astros. Mm-hmm. What do you see happening in this one, Wells?
Well, I mean, we've already talked about it, touched on it, right? It's offense versus pitching. I think. I'm going to take the Astros, but this series is going to go 6 games or more. I think the starters for the Astros will do better than the starters for the Yankees. The bullpen for the Yankees will do better than the bullpen for the Astros. But I think what it comes down to is the firepower for the Astros is going to outweigh the firepower for the Yankees. That being said, if the Yankees can get either one of Sanchez or Judge to do anything this series, then that could change the whole series, right? Because they pretty much did nothing for that series. Aaron Judge just breaking records for strikeouts. I don't even know why people don't walk the guy ahead of him just to face Judge. Like he looks absolutely lost right now.
Yeah. Especially in the last game. I don't think he got anything last game. How do you see this? How do you see this playing out?
I'm riding Houston. I thought that Cleveland's pen could handle the Rockets' firepower, and since Cleveland's not there, Houston's just gonna bludgeon the Yankees.
Did you just refer the Astros as the Rockets?
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I think the Astros are going to bludgeon the Yankees, and the only reason why is because I think the Yankee starters won't be able to get to 5 innings without getting hurt. But
they have that bullpen depth. They got 5 guys who can come in.
But can they come in the 3rd inning? Because that's when they'll need them.
Well, they came in the first.
Your first time through that first time through that Astros lineup, I think most of the games the Yankees will be in trouble, and that by a.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that logic.
We're gonna go 3 for 3 as far as the Astros are concerned. I'm with you guys. Every point you guys said. I think the Astros are just too prolific.
It's a tough one
when it comes to offense. One thing I forgot to ask you. I want to ask you about Didi Wells.
Yeah.
What do you think of this guy?
He's good, man. He's a good player. He's a little underrated.
He's a good player.
Yeah, like everyone, the first thing they're gonna do is compare him to Derek Jeter, which isn't fair, right? Because like even if Didi goes on to have better career statistics with the Yankees than Jeter does, nothing will ever match the lore, the history of what Jeter was for that team.
Yeah, pretty much. But he seems to be filling those shoes. Yeah.
But he's doing everything the right way, right? Like he's good at defense. He's a good hitter. He puts up great at bats. He's got a little pop. He comes through in the clutch. He's doing everything you could ask.
For sure.
For someone replacing number 2 from the Yankees.
For sure. So, and we're going to jump over to the game that we're watching right now. Cubs versus the Nationals.
It's a good one.
Right now, the Nationals are up 4-2.
But the Cubs are up in the 3rd with guys on 2nd and 3rd and 2 out.
Not much to say unless you want to go back to the last game. Not really much to say about this series. Last game was pretty intense.
Not much to say.
Well, as far, what are we going to talk about? So
this is all about pitching. This series,
yeah, pretty much. So if the Cubs win, that's Smythe's World Series right there. So if the Cubs, his World Series is gone, but you picked them to go to the World Series.
I did.
If the Cubs win, do you think they can beat the Dodgers? Smythe. Long pause.
Yes.
Long pause. And you're only saying that because you said the Cubs are going to
No,
the World
you know
Series.
what? I said before, championship pedigree means something, and the Dodgers can lose. And that's one of those, like, we talk about heart, we talk about whatever, we talk about clutch, baseball, hitting, pitching, everything. But really, at the end of the day, I think when it comes to the Cubs and the Dodgers, both great teams. One team's been there, other team hasn't. One team's under pressure, other team's seen and done it before. And it won't be easy.
Yep.
But if the Cubs come back in this game, because they're down 4-2, the Cubs, I think, will pull it out.
All right. And if the Nationals win, couldn't they beat the Dodgers? The Wells.
Yeah, I think they have...
that's what I'd want to see.
I think they have the better pitching to match up. Oh, no. As I say that, a wild pitch scores a run for the... I think they have... Their bullpen is their weakest part, but I think from 1 to 6, their lineup is just as good as any other lineup of the teams left in the playoffs. The Nats got to do it some year, right? I feel like...
I know. Well, you can say the same thing with the Dodgers.
And
they got to do it some year.
Yeah, but I feel like the Nats, they have to do it some year, but I also say that every year with the Washington Capitals, right? It's something about that city.
Something about that...
or district, whatever you want to call it.
What about that DC?
All right, so let's jump over to NHL, because Smythe's been bugging me about this. Yeah. Let's jump over to the NHL. So we'll just strictly talk about the Canadian teams for now. Basically, we live in Toronto. Again, we're just going to say it again. We live in Toronto. So, basically, if you live in Toronto, all you're going to hear is about the Leafs. The Leafs are great.
The Leafs are going to keep winning.
The Leafs are going to win the Leafs are going to stand in the Cup. They've already put out the parade route.
Hell yeah. Starts at Yonge and Bay.
So, let me go with the Leafs. Let's start with the Leafs. What are you liking right now, Smythe, about the Leafs?
I love what I see. They're a hard team to stop. They're dangerous everywhere. 17 players have goals out of the 23 that suit up for games. What are they averaging? 5 goals a game?
Something like that.
Well, but there's another side to the coin, right?
They're giving up a lot of goals.
Well, they can't stop anything.
That's their MO.
They can't stop anything. It's getting to the point where it's scary.
You know what's hilarious? And I was listening to Hockey Central at noon today.
Yeah.
And they were talking about Frederick Anderson, and he's like, so this guy's giving up tons of goals, and they're talking about, but he doesn't give up that goal. He doesn't give up that goal to make the lose. I'm like,
Cujo was famous for that. Cujo gave up 5, but that 6th goal, he shut the door, and the Leafs can.
Grant Fuhr was the same way. He's not a good goalie. True. He's not a good. Like they're comparing this team to the '80s Edmonton Oilers. I'm sitting here like, all right, guys, calm down. I know the focus would be on Austin Matthews, but I'm liking what Nylander's doing right now.
Yeah,
I'm loving what Nylander's doing right now. What are you seeing with the Leafs, Wells?
You know what, man? I'm kind of worried because I know they're scoring a lot of goals, but they're giving up a lot of goals. That defense is hack. It's pretty bad. Mm-hmm. They're, you know what I mean? Like, I was watching that game on Saturday. They came out flying. They were up 5-1 after the first, and then they gave it all back. They gave it all.
The game was tied.
Now, we're not kicking them because they actually came back and they won. So that shows a little resiliency, but. They and then they had another test where they faced the Blackhawks and they came back and they won again. They only gave up 3 goals that game, but then last night against the Devils they put up a stinker and they ended up losing. They gave up 6. They gave up 5 goals and 1 empty net.
The Devils are surprising everybody right now. Well, just throw that out there.
Yeah, they are because I had them at the bottom of the bottom of that division.
This is what worries me. It's kind of like what I was saying about good pitching always beats a good offense. Mm-hmm. Is if you have a good goalie coming in and he can save a game. That's going to be their Achilles heel. If they can't score more than 3 or 4 goals a game, they're always going to be in trouble because they just don't have the shutdown D. And you're right. No. Anderson's a good goalie, but he's not.
Is he a good goalie though?
They're leaving him out to dry right now. Just letting you. There were games last year where he was shutting the door because the defense was helping.
Some games, but that's.
I think you're stuck because you think Carey Price is like the best goalie, right?
This is true,
and he can steal a game from anyone. And you have that mentality that that's a great goalie, and if you're a great goalie, that's what you should be.
But in this NHL, if you're letting in 4 goals, you're bad.
I know, but if you're hung out to dry, it's not necessarily your
fault.
That's
true. Yeah, that's also true.
If you're giving up 5 or 6 power plays a game, the odds are going to come against you that you're going to let in some goals.
Eventually you're going to let. The problem is right now is that the Leafs from last year. Remember the start of the season last year? Last year they could be up 4-0, mm-hmm. and you weren't confident because they were caught leads up, mm-hmm. and they're starting the same way this year.
Yeah, I don't feel like
here's the thing though. They got it together. They settled it down, and then there had games where there were times where Chicago coming in and blast them for 7 goals, but eventually they started to tighten up, and this team is going to start to tighten up again. Instead of trying to score 6 goals, they're going to try to not allow the other team to score 5. And that's when this team will become who we hope, or I think they are.
I got a little wish list for the Leafs, and I think they just need to get a very stay-at-home D guy and like another forward who can defend a bit.
That's
better.
a big wish list, though. That's a big because teams are not giving up their defense. They're not giving up centers. They're not giving up defensemen, and they're not giving up.
They have pieces they can trade.
Yeah,
you can sacrifice one of those forwards to get someone who can prevent 1 or 2 goals a game, and you know what I mean. Like that's what they need. That's if they wanna go for it. That's what they need.
I haven't looked at it yet, but yeah, I'm gonna try and figure out some trades that they can do. Anyway, but let's jump over to the West, the Pacific.
Wait. We're not talking about.
Hey! I'm leading this. I'm leading this conversation. So let's jump over to the Edmonton Oilers. Not so impressive. Connor McDavid's been looking awesome, though. Not so impressive.
There's a shocker.
Yeah, Connor McDavid. Probably. I'm not going to anoint him yet because it's only his second year. A lot of people are annoying them. I think a lot of us. Well, you had them winning the division. Yeah. Wells, did you have them winning the division? I can't remember. If you had
they will.
Anything that stands out with these guys to you, Smythe?
They're right now. I think they're still discovering themselves. They're a team right now that it's technically a one-trick pony.
Bunch of teenage boys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right? They're basically a one-trick pony, and McDavid's playing great, and the rest of them are trying to figure it out. And you give them a little bit of time. Right?
Yeah, we're only 3 games in. I'm not.
They got to work on. They got to work on how they're gonna get together and put some wins together. Right? I mean, they're a playoff team from last year. They're going back this year. I do feel like they're a little overconfident, but I also think they're gonna figure it out.
All right. Anything stick out to you with this team? Wells?
Yeah, they're sort of in the same boat as the Leafs, right? Like a lot of young talent, still a little wonky on the D and goalie end. I know they're going to ride Talbot until he dies.
Yes.
But yeah, I think they have enough firepower to compete and do like what they've been doing for the last year and a bit. I know they traded Aberle, but they just got guys who step up, right?
Yeah.
Again, they're probably the top team in the West, I think, or at least top 2.
Will end up to be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm nothing really concerns me yet about them. And to be honest, I haven't really paid that much attention to the West.
Well, Talbot takes on
other than Vegas, I haven't really watched much.
Yeah, Vegas is pretty good. Well, we'll talk about that later. Flames, again, they're playing pretty well right now. They are right now second in their division. Goudreau has 7 points. They're okay. Again,
what do you have? A goal and 3 assists the other night?
Johnny, he has a goal. 1 goal in the year.
I love that kid.
Nothing really to talk about right now. Everything will normalize. Canucks, I'm not going to waste my time with them. Jets, again, not going to waste my time with them.
Oh, the Jets pumped Edmonton the other night.
Yeah, but
43 shots on net.
Well, yeah, that's their first win. Did you want to speak about the Jets?
I won't say I'm writing them off.
Yeah.
I will say they had a rough start.
Yeah, I think Senators, I think they're going to come back. Because right now Carlson's not playing. No. I think they're playing. So we got to wait till. And Carlson's top 5 player in the league right now. So we can't say anything until he gets back. So that's pretty much it, and that covers all the Canadian teams. So let's jump. No, that's it. That's all the Canadian teams. That's all the Canadian teams we need to talk about.
You're missing one team.
That covers all the Canadian teams.
You are missing our favorite team all season.
No, you know what? I'm hijacking the host for 1 second. Right? We are missing one team here, and I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but we missed one team out of the East.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Smythe, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know. And our shame of the week. We're just gonna let Nash talk about his Montreal Canadiens.
There's nothing to talk about.
I know. Just
there is something to talk about.
Let's talk about
there really is nothing to talk.
Tell me about their struggles right now.
They've hung out a sign right in front of the Bell Center saying "Help wanted." Yeah. Can you score goals? Can you defend? Can you do anything for us? Because right now the only player we have is Carey Price.
What did I see? Is it 5 goals in 4 games?
That's what I saw.
They can't score.
And the 1 goal count is they won 2-1 against the Sabres or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's not really a goal. That was just a shootout win. So they have scored 4 goals in regulation overtime.
A goal a game.
And that's
Chenyuk gets demoted. There's nothing good happening over there.
Again, 4 games.
Yeah, but come on.
I'm not too worried. I'm not worried. I'm not too worried.
Everyone's worried except
you are so worried that you would even mention them. We're doing the Canadian team checkup. You're brushing off. Yeah, the Jets.
Yeah, we're done with the Canadian teams.
Yeah, Jets, whatever. Canucks, whatever. And moving on to the Sioux City Falls. Like, come on, man.
They're averaging 1 goal a game, which is 31st in the league. Ugh.
Yeah, that's pretty easy math to figure out.
It's pretty like their shots on goals. Like 38 averaging. That's 6th in the league. Like they're putting up shots, they're just not scoring. I just think, and contrary to belief, what's going on right now, I think in this league it's very hard to score, and they have nobody to do it.
Did you say it's hard to score?
It's hard to score.
Watch the Leaf game.
It's
38 goals in 4 games.
It's really hard to score.
Saturday night, you're going to see how easy it is to score.
It's really hard to score. It's really hard to score in this league. Yes, I will be tuning in this Saturday. Leafs versus Habs.
Or whatever's
Habs
left
this Saturday, whatever's left.
The Hamilton Bulldogs.
I know Leaf fans, they view this as their best rivalry ever. I'm going to tell you right now, people in Montreal, they don't even look at you. They don't care. And I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. You will care. You will care on Saturday.
When it's 6-1 in the first period.
I was looking at it. It's funny. All the Canadian teams, we all said the same thing. We all had the same Canadian teams going to the playoffs, except for the one Leafs and Canadians. I'm the only one that has Canadians, and these guys are the 2 guys that had the Leafs going to the playoffs. So
shame.
That's pretty weird.
Shame.
Hey, 4 games in. Come talk to me. Come talk to me in February.
Come talk to me. You guys score more goals.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
The projected score of this game is going to be 5-1 Maple Leafs based on scoring averages.
Just for perspective, the Leafs scored more goals in the first period on Saturday than the Habs have scored all
Hold on. And I'll say this. This was the same thing that happened last year. The Leafs scored a ton of goals. Montreal didn't, but yet Montreal won the division. Yeah, they did. Montreal won the division last year.
They made the playoffs last year?
And yeah, they did.
They did.
And the Leafs barely snuck in.
But I think the Leafs lasted more games in the playoffs.
To do anything.
Yeah, and they had the most loser points going into that. Going into the conference.
They're close games.
In this league, in Gary Bettman's NHL, goals, they're not good. They're not good. You don't get rewarded for goals.
What? Well, last time I checked, the more goals you scored than another team, you win.
Yeah, well. If you're good at scoring goals, that doesn't make a difference. It's defense in this league, and it's defense. So let's go over to our much-awaited NBA preview. So I'm gonna say this truthfully. What are you clapping for? That's why it's clapping.
Your defense of the Canadians is epic. I'm
not defending them. I'm not saying anything. Did I say anything? I didn't say anything.
I love how you tried to tiptoe out of that one.
It was just so good. It was priceless.
I didn't say anything about the Canadians.
The Oscar goes to.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we'll jump over to the NBA preview. Full disclosure, like the other sports, hard to predict. NBA, relatively predictable. We all know who's going to go to the finals. We all know that. So I'm changing up.
So that's our NBA preview.
Yeah, that's our NBA preview. So I'm going to change this up. So I'm just going to go back and forth with a bunch of questions. So it's going to go through a bunch of questions, and then we'll take it from there. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to go right to Smythe. Which team in the West is the Warriors' biggest challenge?
Man, it's between the Spurs and the Thunder. There's only 2 teams, I think. I think what's going to happen is that OKC is going to have it together, but they're going to finish 3. The Spurs will finish 2.
OKC will finish 3. Okay.
And they got to play each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I don't know if they're controlled enough.
You don't know if you finish 2 and 3, you don't play each other.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you do. Sorry.
I don't know if
yeah, you do.
I don't know if they're controlled enough to beat a Spurs team that's been the same team for how long. And you're gonna have Rudy Gay healthy. You're gonna have.
Is that where he is now?
Yeah. Yep. He's injured right now. I don't know.
Sir Bricks a lot.
You know what? If you put him on that team's mean. They got length. They got defense. They can score. One day Tony Parker will come back. I don't know.
One day,
right? It's one of those. They have all the pieces, all the weapons to stop anybody, and I think Pop's going to be focused on taking that team to the finals.
All right. Well, they're pretty old. No, but whatever.
They're not old.
Yeah, they're pretty old.
Who's old on that team?
Everybody. Which team do you think is the biggest challenge to the Warriors, Wells?
Here's what I say about the NBA.
Whoa. You can talk about that.
Answer the question. Jesus.
I'm taking a knee, guys. I'm protesting the NBA.
Wells is literally on his knee right now. Wells is literally on his knee.
You know what? I know for the sake of the show,
for the sake of the show. For the sake of the show.
But I'm serious when I say this year. I am probably boycotting most NBA games. I mean, I'll watch the Raptors here and there, but I could not care less about a league more than I do this year than the NBA.
I think the NBA is fantastic. But anyway, for the sake of the show,
I'm just giving you guys a disclaimer, a warning of how much I detest the NBA this year. Okay, I'll give you a little story. I know we're going to get sidetracked here, but there's a gentleman I work with
Is this Wells woke again?
No.
This Wells woke again?
I'm not. This is. I mean, yeah, I could say this for another day, but I just want to just give you guys a reason why I feel this way about the league. There's a guy at my work every day. He watches like Stephen A. First Take, whatever.
Oh, that's his problem right there. But that's his first problem.
And every day, what do they talk about? They show LeBron doing his hair, or they show LeBron doing an interview, and that's all they do, and that's all this guy watches.
If you watch Skip Bayless, he's even worse. That's all they talk about is Cowboys, LeBron, Cowboys, LeBron, Cowboys, LeBron, Cowboys, LeBron. It's the worst. And yes, I there's a love affair there, and it's easy.
It is so bad. It is LeBron's league right now, literally. What?
No,
what are you pointing at?
No, they're in the red zone. The Eagles are in the red zone right now. I was just pointing to Smythe.
This league is going to be so boring this year, but if you're into like the Kardashians and into crap like that, this league is all
the
for
drama
you.
of it.
This league is all for you. And who's the biggest threat to the Golden State Warriors?
Hold on, wait.
No.
Wait. I just want to say, see, you're gonna see this kind of honesty you're gonna get with this podcast. This kind of honesty you're gonna get with this podcast. He's telling you the truth. He's telling you the truth.
This is why we all have different minds, different opinions. Yes. I could just sit here and talk about the NBA and give you my honest opinion. Sorry, give you like a phoned-in opinion. But I'll be honest. The biggest threat to the Golden State Warriors is the Golden State Warriors. That's it.
That's kind of baloney.
No, that's a good answer. No, I like that answer.
That is horrible.
That's it, man. They're the biggest threat to themselves. Because there's no way anyone's going to beat them.
I think that they're on a pedestal that I don't think they deserve to the most.
They don't deserve it?
They just won the championship.
What are you talking about?
Very convincingly in a 4-0 fashion against the team that was the greatest threat.
It was 4-1, and it was one shot away from being 6 games. And we don't talk about that because no one remembers the losers. And that's true. But that series could have been very close if one play went the opposite way. And that's how I feel. And that's an old, beat-up, dirty Cleveland team with old, washed-up players. So I don't think they're as superhuman as everyone says they are. Kawhi Leonard doesn't get hurt in the Spurs series, and it's a respectable series. No one thinks about that, obviously. They think about the sweep that happened because he goes down in Game 1. And these are things that this league doesn't remember. The NBA right now, it's as competitive as it's ever been. There's probably 10 teams that have absolutely zero chance of going anywhere, which makes sense. But there are good teams out there, and if anything goes wrong in Golden State, there will be a new champion.
Okay. I think you're dreaming Technicolor.
Damn.
But the biggest threat, I think, that they have is the Rockets. And the reason I say this, if you have... Basically, if you have 2 guards, if you have a team that you can't hide Curry on, that's when you get into trouble. So if you're forcing him to be on defense, that's when you get in trouble. I don't think the Rockets can actually beat the Warriors because the Warriors are too stacked. I don't see what you're talking about, Smythe. I think they are that good. I think that's it. It's them and the Spurs. But the Spurs are a little old. It depending on if Parker can come back from injury. You got Gasol, Rudy Gay. Like you're depending on Rudy Gay. Think about that. Rudy Gay, who's what 34 right now, I think.
But Rudy Gay's a good defending.
All right.
If Kawhi Leonard and Rudy Gay on the wings, it's going to be hard to score points.
All right.
And that's where you're going to run into issues. But anyway, you guys keep talking. I'm
not saying anything.
I feel like you're crowning a team, and while they're very good, they're one injury or something away from not being...
From winning 60 games?
Yes.
Well, the regular season, they can win as much as they want. In the playoffs, you just got to beat the same team 4 times. The Houston Rockets have nothing outside of 2 guards.
Well, they had an excellent team. I think you're gonna be seeing a lot of alley-oop. Chris Paul is going to be dishing it off to everybody, and you're going to see a lot of scoring for them.
Can Chris Paul defend Steph Curry?
I don't think he will be defending.
I don't
think he will be defending.
Do you think James Harden will even attempt to guard Steph Curry? they're going to get lit up. I don't think they're anywhere.
But the thing is, on the opposite side of that, can Curry guard Chris Paul?
Chris Paul's not going to score 40
anyway. Anyway, no, he won't score 40, but he will score 20. Moving on to next question: Will Blake Griffin make an All NBA team, Smythe?
No.
I
don't think he'll play long enough.
You just think he's going to be hurt and he's not going to last.
It's if you had Chris Paul and you get hurt every year, without Chris Paul, you got to do more work. You're definitely going to get hurt every year, and that's the unfortunate truth about him. That's why I picked the Clippers 6th, 7th.
6 or 7? Do you have an opinion on this, Wells? Will Blake Griffin make an All-NBA team? Basically, what I'm asking is, will Blake Griffin flourish without Chris Paul?
No.
No,
he stinks. He's a has-been. His brother's going to do better than him.
Where is his brother anyway? His brother was in the league for a little bit. Now he's gone. Whatever. Yeah, he wasn't in the league for a little bit.
Nah, you know what? Blake Griffin, he's done. Like, he's not.
I don't think he's done.
He's a shadow of what he used to be.
I don't think he's
and now you take out the guy who would give him most of his, like, Chris Paul was the guy who fed him all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no, man, I think DeAndre Jordan has more of a shot at being an all NBA player than
I think he has.
Which he will be.
Yeah, then I think he has more of a shot than Blake Griffin. This is a contract year for Blake Griffin too, right?
No, you got an extension. You just read up.
No. Oh, then for sure he's gonna have a bad year.
Yeah, you read up already. I think he will. I think most of the time he does flourish without Chris Paul. Moving on to the next question: who will win Defensive Player of the Year? Smythe.
Oh man, it's a tough one.
You got Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, DeAndre Jordan, Rudy Gobert.
No, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert.
And the Utah Jazz have to figure out what they're going to do, and I think they're going to figure something out. And Rudy Gobert is a huge part of it. I think they actually end up back in the playoffs. Again, they don't go far, obviously. You lose Hayward, you can't. But I don't think Hayward is that much of a loss, to tell you the truth. So I don't think they take much of a step back.
No, he did a lot of scoring for them.
I'm sure he did.
He did a lot of scoring for them. And I think Dante Exum's hurt right now, so yeah, they got a lot of soul searching to do. That team, they got a lot of soul searching to do. Who do you think is going to win Defensive Player of the Year?
James Harden. Write it down.
We no longer ask Wells about this league.
Write it down. Write it down. Begrudgingly, but write it down.
I'm also with you, Smythe. I'm going to go Rudy Gobert. I think the Jazz is going to be toned in defensively. He's center.
What else can they do?
Pretty much it. Well, that's what they did last year too.
Yeah, they can stop people.
Yeah, sure. They pretty much stop people. Will the Lakers make the playoffs, Wells?
Yeah.
You're liking LeVar Ball?
No. I don't like him at all.
No, there's no space for the Lakers in the playoffs.
Sure there is, man. They'll sneak in 8th and they'll get swept by the Golden State Warriors.
There's virtually zero chance the Lakers make the playoffs this year.
I don't know about zero chance.
There's absolutely. I mean,
what if a team gets an injury and then
every team?
What are you saying? If someone gets an injury, they're one injury away from being.
The Phoenix Suns win more games than the Lakers this year.
I don't know about that.
There's no way. Lonzo Ball's not that good. The other rookies, I think he's better than him. I forget the kid's name, but he's way more.
Kuzma.
He looks way better than
does.
Lonzo Ball. And then after, who's gonna help?
Kuzma,
I forget that kid is crushing preseason, but it's preseason. Who cares?
Yeah, it's preseason.
But it looks like that kid's ready to put up some good numbers, and he looks like he's ready to play hard. And you take a look at the rest of the Lakers team. Where do you see potential for this team to put up 45, 46 wins?
Yeah,
Julius Randle.
I know. That's my whole point.
Yeah, they're not gonna do anything. Well, will LeVar Ball live up to Lonzo Ball hype? Smythe. Felix going with the Lakers. Will he be as great as his dad claims he'll be?
You know what?
He's winning the Rookie of the Year.
He's actually a good player, and it sucks that he has all this negative press and attention on him because he's a gifted passer. He's actually a very good player. What I do think is, I think he doesn't stay in Los Angeles for a very long time.
But that's where his dad wanted to be.
I know.
I think he's going to be there. Do you think Magic's going to move him out?
No, I don't think Magic. I think he's going to leave.
Oh, interesting. Do you have a theory on your an opinion on your favorite player right now, Wells?
Mine?
LeVar Ball.
Why is he my favorite player?
I just dubbed him your favorite player. You're a boy.
Yeah. LeVar Ball or Lonzo?
Lonzo.
What about LaMelo Ball?
LaMelo.
LaMelo
Lonzo Ball will win the Rookie of the Year, and he will then switch and play baseball.
Switch and play baseball.
Write it down.
Write it.
Yeah, Lakers won't make the playoffs. And Ball, he's just going to be a distributor. He's not going to be anything great. He'll be a steadying force on an NBA team.
The kid can shoot, though. He's got a nice jumper.
He's okay. He's okay, but do you think he's going to be dropping 20 points a game?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I don't think. No.
Oh, yeah.
Like 15 points, 10 assists.
I think
that's a good rookie year. 15.
I think he's a 20-10 player, not a rookie year, but eventually.
I'm just saying in general. That's what he's going to be.
No, I think
15 and 10.
Well, 15 and 10. Steve Nash, MVP. I think he's a 20-10 guy.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a good basketball player. I don't think though he makes his team win games.
Ball and Julius Randle are the new Malone and Stockton.
Oh my god.
It could be, maybe. Over under 67 wins for the Warriors. Wells. Over under. Last year they got 67 wins.
You know what? Does this include the playoffs?
Nope.
No, this regular season.
Under. They'll win 66.
66.
Maybe they'll be right there.
Over under. Wells. I mean, sorry. Over under Smythe.
Under.
But seriously though, the West, could it get any better? Right? It got better. So therefore,
slightly, yeah.
The West got way better,
but there's also a lot of teams at the bottom that are crap. And
they were always going to beat the crappy teams.
Yeah,
but
that's where they get those wins.
The teams that were mediocre or above average got better. So therefore, by logic,
they'll win less games.
They should lose maybe 1 or 2 less games.
Well, the thing is, they're going to crush everyone in the East.
How many games you got then, Smythe? You said under.
I think they're going to rest a lot of guys, make sure they're ready for the playoffs. It's another year. I think they're going to win 60, 61.
61. Oh, well. Okay. I'm going to be the only one that's going to be over. They're going to win 78 games. They're going to win 66 games by accident. They're going to go 78 wins.
It's way too much praise.
78 wins. Here's a question for Wells. Do you care about the All-Star game changes?
No.
You don't think the selection is going to make for good drama?
No, because we just saw what happened in the offseason. It's the same thing.
It's pretty much it. Players picking their own teams and stuff like that.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's no different. I don't know why they switched to this formula. They're just biting the NHL and the Pro Bowl, which do it now. We liked watching. I mean, we watched the All-Star game because it was East versus West, so you saw dream matchups and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Now we're just gonna get more drama.
Yeah. Do you care about the All-Star game, Smythe? Do you care about the change? Do you like it? Will you watch the draft?
Yeah,
at
man.
Least?
First of all, yes, I like watching it. I think it's cool, and I do like the fact that now there's a selection night that we're like, oh man, he picked this guy, picked that guy. You're gonna see players playing together that haven't played together before. You're gonna see people playing against each other that haven't played together before. Hopefully, some emotions get involved, and we get an actual game in the second half.
We won't.
It's better than what we have right now. All-Star games, first of all, are pretty much a joke. The only one I even the only All-Star weekend I enjoy really is baseball. Home Run Derby's awesome. Everything else about every All-Star game pretty much sucks. Yeah, I watch it every year. It's actually I actually enjoy watching people smash home runs left, right, and center. Everything else about every other All-Star weekend sucks.
You should come watch me play baseball.
At least the NBA is trying, right? At least the NBA is trying something different, and hopefully something happens that makes me interested in this basketball game.
All right. I actually don't care about the All-Star game. The selection thing's going to be fun. It's going to be like, oh, look, he picked that person, he picked that. But after that, I might watch the first quarter, but after that, I'm like, whatever. Are the Cavs still the best team in the East, Smythe?
Yes.
Are they going to win the East?
Easily.
Right.
There's no one else there. There's Boston, definitely not ready to take the crown, and Toronto, not good enough, and that's it. Every other team's been decimated, and it's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But before you had the Atlanta Hawks had a decent setup, they're done. Right? The Indiana Pacers had at least a couple. They're done. Right? Charlotte, not good enough. Milwaukee, not ready yet. You're two teams make the playoffs that have no business being there. Like Detroit might make the playoffs this year. And right?
I feel like the last 2 spots, 8 to 7, every year it's always Indiana, Detroit, Charlotte,
right,
and Milwaukee. They're always fighting for those last 2 spots.
Two teams are in this year that have no business being there. It's a 4-round sweep out, and I mean the Raptors brought their core back together to sell tickets, but are they good enough to beat now? Because Cleveland's starting Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, James Crowder, and Kevin Love. J.R. Smith is on the bench. Tristan Thompson's on the bench.
Yeah,
really? Tristan Thompson's gonna be on the bench?
Yeah, and
I don't think it's gonna last. But whatever.
And who else? Shumpert is on the bench.
Yeah.
Now that's 8 guys deep. Kyle Korver's sitting there just waiting.
Is he still on that team?
Yeah, he's just waiting. He can just hang out, come on the court, shoot three, sit back down. And I don't think there's any chance that any other team can match that kind of firepower. Really.
All right. Will the Sixers make the playoffs?
Didn't ask my opinion on that.
Oh, okay. Do you want to talk on the Cavs? All right, talking to Cavs. Are they the best team? Are they still the best team in the East?
Yep. Next question.
Will the Sixers make the playoffs? Who else?
Oh, did I just see a guy who has played what?
31 games.
31 games in the NBA.
Wait, I got that question teed up. Well, you can answer it now. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying, did I just see a guy who got 31 games in the NBA get a 5-year, $148 million contract?
Yes, he did.
I am done with this league, man. Are you kidding me? How does that happen? I want you guys are NBA guys. Explain this to me how that happens.
Are you mad about the money?
No, man. I will never... get mad at someone for getting paid. That's fine. Like that guy is getting paid, but I'm trying to make sense of it. How he's going to why is he getting that? Why? What is the rationale behind it?
4-year, $146 million
over
extension.
5 years.
I thought it was 4 years.
No, 5 years.
4
4 years over 100.
You can't
Five
sign
years.
for. Yeah, you can't sign them.
Yeah.
Well, here's
almost $30 million a year.
If you don't sign him, and you put all that time of losing into the process, and then the second you think you have a good team, one of your core players leaves in free agency, you've wasted a decade of tanking.
Okay,
so you're going to sign a guy that's never healthy.
A decade of tanking.
Usually when big men get feet problems, leg problems,
they never come back.
Pretty much over unless you're Patrick Ewing.
That's right.
That's pretty much the only one I can see that was that happened to.
Yeah, I can list off 3 or 4 guys right away who've Greg Oden.
Yeah, once you get feet problems with a big man, you're pretty much done. I wouldn't have done it, especially this year, because you didn't have to. I wouldn't have done it, but I guess they're going to do it. But does that mean they're going to make the playoffs, though? The Sixers?
There's a spot for them with their 38 wins.
Yeah, they can fit into that whole Detroit, Indiana scenario, right? But I'm still. So the rationale is you're saying, Smythe, is you've invested all this time in this player. That if you want to hold on to him, so you got to throw all the money out.
You tanked for years to get a core of competitive players. You can't lose them. You can't lose them at the first drop. You got to invest in and you don't know if they're going to be good yet, but you got to try. Because sometime you got to stop losing. Trust the process is a chant. The city of Philadelphia, of all people, you know how Philly fans are. They bought into the fact that you've been losing for a long time to put this team together. If that guy says he's unhappy and wants to trade halfway through your first season of not tanking, you have lost your franchise. That guy gets paid on default. Remember Joe Johnson in the Atlanta Hawks signed a max deal?
Yeah, but
that's this times 10.
He did stuff. But
he played on a team that was stacked.
Embiid went healthy. He's probably one of the best. In one of the best.
You got nice samples on that?
For that 31.
When he is healthy, but
the Joe Johnson thing is that he proved that he could do things. Right?
I think he averaged 18 points a game on the Phoenix Suns team where Steve Nash had everyone averaging 18 points
on Phoenix. On Phoenix. But when he went to the Hawks, he was averaging what 20 something.
1 year until he signed it. They signed it. He got the deal when he went there.
Yeah, but it's Atlanta, man. They didn't have anyone.
Exactly what I'm saying to you is that. He went there based on, hey man, you're a pretty good player here. Let's see what you'll be here. Let's give you a max deal.
Does Philly still have Okafor?
No.
Where did he go?
I don't know. I don't think he's playing
anymore. Okafor, right?
Yeah, no, he's playing anymore.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's there. No, sorry. He's there. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking of Mecca. Yeah, Julio Okafor is still there. Yeah, he is still there.
And they chose. They don't think he's going to be better than Embiid?
And surprisingly enough, Emeka's also there.
No, I saw that. I did see that. He just came back. I just can't. This league is done. It's so bad. But I
feel like it's better than it's ever been, though.
No, man, no.
All right, let's not get into that. We can get into that next time. We can get into that another time. Rookie of the year. Who's going to win? Smythe.
Dude in Boston.
Dude in Boston?
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown?
No, Fox.
No.
Who's in Boston?
Jaylen Brown, isn't it?
No, man.
Jaylen Brown last year.
The kid from Duke.
Yeah, thanks. The kid from Duke.
Oh, Tatum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rookie of the year.
Come on, guys. I thought you were NBA guys.
I know. I was like, dude from Boston. I really forgot his name.
I would have loved an answer first. But anyway, you think he's going to get his playing time to get that Rookie of the Year?
He's starting.
Oh, okay.
Well, I switched my answer from Lonzo Ball to OG Anunboy.
The Raptors kid?
Yo, he's healthy.
He won't play enough, though.
Yeah, he's not going to play.
There's no way.
You'll see when you'll see.
I'm going to pick Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons right now is a tank right now.
He didn't play last year?
No.
Not
one game.
Okay.
So he qualifies this year.
Doing the Blake Griffin thing.
Yeah. So right now he's a tank. He's just killing people right now. Still can't shoot. But
he's killing people.
Yeah, he's huge. Runs right through the lane.
Okay.
I think he's
all
going to
right.
win Rookie of the Year. I don't think the Sixers are going to make the playoffs. Who's the most underrated team, do you think, Smythe? The most underrated
team that's going to catch everyone by surprise this year, I think Charlotte Hornets.
The Hornets.
Yeah.
You are a Dwight Howard fan.
Oh, is that where he is now?
Dude, he takes every team to the promised land.
Is that where he is now?
You are a Dwight
They
Howard
all go to the
fan.
playoffs. He takes them to the playoffs again. They might even surprise someone in the first round.
Oh my god!
I thought they were going to do it last year, like do decent.
I think they'll make the playoffs, but what do you mean? Like, what do you think they're going to finish though? 5.
There's no one else. There's nobody else.
Yeah, the East is not. I don't even look at the East. Like unless it's like top 5, I don't even look at the East.
There's no one else. They're gonna finish 5. They'll beat the 4 seed. They're gonna go and they'll play Cleveland hard and lose.
They could not make the playoffs. Anyway, any team that you think is
I say this every year, and this year it might actually happen. Is one of the teams I'm actually looking forward to watching because I will still watch NBA.
Mm-hmm.
The Minnesota Timberwolves.
The Wolves.
They're not surprising.
Oh,
anyone. Yeah, right. Do they get a playoff spot this year?
Yeah,
for sure.
Hell
They're
yeah,
a
they
playoff
do,
spot.
man.
When I say underrated, I mean they're not, like nobody's talking about them because everyone's the biggest problem. The biggest problem with
Golden State,
the biggest problem with the Wolves is they can't shoot. And Wiggins, although people coming into college, everyone's like, yeah, he's gonna be great. He's gonna be great defensively. He's turning out to be James Harden level defensively. He's really bad.
It's okay. They got
people just blow by him.
They got the big cat back there to stop.
Oh, well,
yeah. Again, he's not good defensively.
He's playing 35 minutes a game.
Jimmy Butler though.
You got Jimmy Butler.
Thibodeau.
Will he shake these guys? Well,
Tom Thibodeau
was there last year and they didn't play defense. So,
but this is a whole new year, man.
I can see that.
It's a whole new year.
I say this every year about the T-Wolves. They always have the most exciting players to watch, and they somehow never do well.
I think Karl Anthony Towns is a ball hog.
A ball hog? You can't be a hog when you're center.
When you touch it, it doesn't go out. His PER is probably like 30.
The most underrated team I'm going to say is the Spurs. What? They're the most underrated team every single year.
Come on,
every single year they're most. Is anybody talking about them going to win the championship?
My friend Smythe here just.
Yeah, he did, and he's the only one I hear saying that.
Because okay, so this question really applies to who could surprise the league other than Golden State or Cleveland is what the question is, pretty much. Because that's all the league talks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Talk about.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm not disputing that because what people are saying is, the Thunder got together with all their guys. They're going to make some noise. Oh, Chris Paul went over there. They're going to make some noise. Houston. Nobody's talking about the Spurs again. Like every year, nobody's talking about the Spurs, and they seem to be the only team that gives the Warriors trouble. Small sample size, but they seem to be the only team that gives.
But like the Spurs, you kind of just don't think about them because you know they're going to do well every year. So you're just like you put them in the back, like no one talks about them because you always know what you're going to get, right?
Yeah.
I think the Spurs will once again win over 60 games.
Over 60 games?
Oh, of course. Every year there were 60 games. It doesn't make who's going to.
Because Kawhi Leonard right now is hurt. I don't think they're going to win 60 games. They're going to be like 50, 56.
Find a way.
Kawhi Leonard is not hurt and not playing for months. Kawhi Leonard's hurt and will probably suit up anyways opening night and drop 25.
Whatever. I don't know if opening night, but yeah. He'll come back, but I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's all exactly the same with them. And I think Pop is committed to beating the Golden State Warriors.
You know what the Spurs are like? They're like, let's take the bar scene here in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, let's give an example here, okay? Like, you have a favorite bar that you always go to, right? It's like your go-to. For me, I'll say, like, the local. Okay? No matter what happens, like, you can go to any other bar, here, there. But like, you take your friends to local, you always have a good time. But you never think about it because like you just like, I just know, this is where we're gonna go, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's like the Spurs. Like, they're the same thing every year. Like, I don't even have to think about them. I just know that they're gonna do well, right? Like, that's what they are. They're just a guaranteed playoff team, guaranteed third or second round.
No, they're gonna make playoffs. I'm not disputing.
No, I'm just saying, like, they're always gonna be there competing. It doesn't matter how big the other teams get. If they put if the league was the Spurs and then every best player from the West was on one team, the Spurs would find a way to make that a 6 or 7 game series, right?
The Spurs would crush them.
Yeah. So like, it's just the same every year. Doesn't matter who they put on the team.
Pretty much. All right, so we're running a bit long, so we're going to go a little bit more quicker.
We're running
here.
a bit long because we're talking about stuff that's good, man.
Yeah. Let's go. Who's going to win the scoring title, Smythe?
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
Man, James Harden.
James Harden. I'm picking the same thing. Who do you think, Wells? Who's gonna hog the ball the most?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't give it to Westbrook because he's got 2 more.
Can you or can you not?
No,
can you?
Can
you? Do you think he developed bad habits from last year, or are you just gonna go? Give me the ball. I don't care.
No, because he's got 2 guys. Like, think about it. Like, last year, he didn't have Paul George. Let alone he didn't have Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. Right?
He leads the league in assists this year. No questions asked.
Someone's got to score.
You got KD, Anthony Davis, Curry, Damian Lillard.
Yeah, give me Lillard.
Dame Dollar.
Give me Lillard for 500, please.
Dame Dollar. I'm also going to take James Harden. Which player is under the most pressure this year, Wells?
Joel Embiid. Not only is he under pressure for getting such a lucrative contract, but also his feet can give up on him anytime. So, like, gravity and, like, nature is going to put pressure on his feet to, like, withstand the whole year. So, like, realistically, Joel Embiid has the most pressure. He's on the hot seat, guys.
Who's under the most pressure?
Kyrie Irving's under the most pressure.
I'm with you on that. He's under the most. He's going to be under the most pressure.
He's put together the hardest situation for himself, and he did it on purpose. And
yeah, that makes sense.
And it's going to be 10, 15 games that you're going to see. Either he's going to break down or he's going to rise to the occasion. That's actually one of my favorite stories this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna be putting him under a lot of pressure. Which team is the hardest team to read, Smythe? Which team you look at them and you're like, they can finish either way from third or not even make the playoffs.
Not make the playoffs?
Like, just, it's hard to read for you. It's just hard to read.
Toronto Raptors.
The Raptors.
Toronto Raptors. You're gonna get your first full season with Serge Ibaka on the team. Mm-hmm. But you don't. Your point guard situation's a little sketchy. Your small forward situation's a little sketchy. You have the same center issues you have last year. It's literally playing roulette, hoping your young guys can come through in the clutch on the side, or your veterans can put up more minutes for you. And the Raptors are at a state where they have guys ready to break down. You pay Lowry $33 million a year. I don't think he's a $33 million guy. I think you need everyone to be firing on all cylinders to get back to where you were last year, which is never a good thing.
Who's the hardest team for you to read?
The Cleveland Cavaliers, man.
Cavs.
They're 0-4 in the preseason. So, like, what's going on? What's happening? I can't understand. This is supposed to be the team
to trying to win. It's a preseason.
How can you be 0-4 and expect to win?
LeBron hasn't even played yet, I don't think.
He's played.
Yeah, so that's a red flag there, guys.
Red flag preseason. Preseason's it. Preseason's
I'd
it
be worried.
Wow.
Preseason's it for Wells.
If I'm a Cleveland fan, I'm worried.
I'm gonna say the Clippers,
especially after what just happened to the Indians.
Yep. A lot of pressure for them.
0-4. I don't know, guys.
All right, I'm gonna say the Clippers. You mentioned the Raptors. Are the Raptors underrated, Wells? Are they underrated or are they
overrated?
Because right now ESPN has them at 6th
in the league.
6th. No, in the East. Oh. Yeah, in the East.
Really, who's ahead of them?
I can't remember. I didn't even look at the full list, to be honest with you. But are they underrated, do you think?
No, they're overrated.
Overrated.
I don't think that team's good.
No. So you think having them 6th is pretty good?
Yeah, I think they'll squeak in. They tried to make their big 3 last year when they got Ibaka, and they ended up worse than what they did the year before. So how does that work out, right?
No, you said all your points. Do you think they're overrated or underrated, Smythe?
I think they're exactly what we think they are. 6 is underrated because how many better teams are there?
All right. Who will win MVP? Wells.
You know who's going to win MVP? I don't care. I do not care who wins MVP this year. But I have my own MVP I'll give out. Okay? And that's going to be Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Giannis
Okay? Because he should be getting... This guy is the most entertaining player in the league. I don't care you put LeBron, Curry, whatever. This guy is the most fun to watch. And he should be getting way more attention than all these prima donnas and in the league. You can bleep that out if you want. I don't care. But, like, think about it, right? Like, when you watch sports, you want to be entertained.
Yes,
okay?
You do. Yes, you do.
I don't care about the drama that goes with, Kyrie's leaving. What does LeBron think? All that, right? Again, get the bleep thing. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the most exciting player in the league, and there should be reality shows based around his ability to play basketball. That guy's the most exciting guy to watch.
Once he can shoot, once he can develop a shot.
He doesn't need to shoot. Just jump over people.
Once he can develop a shot, he will be the most unstoppable force in the league.
But can you guys at least agree that?
Oh yeah, I'm not screwing. I think Giannis is going to be the next one. After LeBron's done,
this is all
next one.
Ridiculous talk right now.
Anyway, who do you think is the MVP?
I think it's a lot easier than you guys think. I think a lot of people will be at the same plateau. They all know who to give it to, so give it to the best player on the best team. Kevin Durant wins MVP this year. And I think it's an easy decision this year. There'll be no special guy coming up out of the woodwork. There's no more triple-double season. James Harden's numbers are going to get slashed because now people can guard him because he doesn't have anything to give the ball to. And they just give it to the best player on the best team.
All right. I'm going to go LeBron. I think he's going to go.
This is boring. Come on, guys.
I know. And I think
give me something. Okay, wait. And I don't mean to cuck you here. I don't mean to upstage you.
I mean, yes, you do.
If you had to choose, no. If you had to choose someone out of the ordinary who would get the MVP, who would it be?
Oh, well, that's a different question.
That's a
Here's
different question.
What you're saying. If you can pick your favorite player, who would you pick to win the... That's what you just said. You said you picked Giannis. You picked Giannis because you like him the most, not because you think he's going to win MVP.
He's a nice guy.
So if the question is, who would I like to win MVP, I would change my answer. I would say Carmelo Anthony. Love that dude. But if you're saying who's logically going to win MVP,
that's ridiculous.
Right?
That's ridiculous.
But that's my dude. That's my dude. That's what I want him to average 35 points this year. Okay. I want OKC win every single game on the team, and I want him on MVP.
Okay, quickly, Dwayne. Who would you like to see win MVP?
I would be with you. Giannis. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I would be with you. The Greek freak. I would be with you. I think he's the next one. Let's go to some playoff things. Which two teams coming out of the East? Smythe.
Well, two teams come out of the East, or just two teams meet in the finals in the East?
Who beats
Conference finals? Eastern Conference Finals. Sorry.
I think that I have to respect the fact that Toronto hasn't lost any team but Cleveland in the last 2 years, and I think they finished number 3, and Cleveland finishes number 1, and they play Cleveland again in the conference finals and lose, probably in 4.
Who you got?
The top two teams in the East, Cleveland and
or
Cleveland.
no? Who's in the Eastern Conference Finals? That's
Cleveland versus Cleveland.
Cleveland versus Cleveland.
Yeah. Who's the other team?
Cleveland. You heard his answer.
Bucks.
You heard it.
Giannis and the
Cleveland
Bucks
versus the Cavs.
Versus the Bucks.
You got the Bucks. Giannis. Okay, I'm almost gonna say Cavs. I'm almost gonna say Cavs versus Raptors.
This is getting
and did the Cubs just score?
They are now up 6-4.
6-4.
Scherzer came in and is getting his
yes
titties lit. He's getting his titties lit.
All right. Which two teams are?
Sorry, they just showed a very concerned Nats fan on the screen, and they showed it for a couple of seconds. It was great. It was awesome.
Which two teams you got in the Western Conference Finals?
Golden State, San Antonio Spurs.
Wells,
Golden State, and the Minnesota Thibodeaux.
The Thibodeaux. But you know what? For shock value, you should have taken probably the worst team.
No. I'm sticking with the underrated team, who I think is going to surprise a lot of people this year.
No, they're not. But they're best of 7 series.
Thibodeaux.
The worst team doesn't win 99% of the time in the NBA.
And I got Warriors Rockets. All right, who wins? I'm gonna ask in how many games. You gotta tell me how many games those might. Because I think we're all gonna pick the same thing. But
you know what? No, I think the Cavs are gonna do it this year in 6.
Cavs in 6. Wells.
It's going to be the Bucks versus the Timberwolves in the final.
He's serious about it.
TNT and ABC are going to lose their mind. And it's going to be a 7-game series.
I'm bringing in Stephen A. Smith to take over Wallace while we talk about basketball. His predictions are just as likely to come true.
It's going to be the Timberwolves in 7. Thibodeau. Woo!
Thibodeau's.
Howell with the Wolves. Woo!
Wolves in 7, and I'm Minnesota Warriors in 6. All right, so Wells completely hijacked that basketball preview. But it's great. At least he's honest. I'm
just being honest. This is how I feel about the league. It's a joke, and I'm not trying to hijack you guys because I know you guys are serious about this league. But like, I'm just trying to shed a little honesty and light to this subject.
We can have a talk. We can have tune in next week. We'll have a lot more long form discussions. I'll bring something to topic because I think. Well, anyway, I'll
you should just say you don't like it. Not as a joke. You just don't like it.
No, well,
it is a joke. It really is a joke.
We'll save it to next week. Anyway, so that was episode 003. Smythe, can you tell the people where you can find us?
You can find us on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. You can also find us on Tumblr, which I didn't know a lot of you Tumblers are out there. You guys are hiding the woodwork. You guys are really interacting with the site, which is really awesome. So keep doing that. And tell Wells how much you love the NBA. He doesn't seem to think it's the greatest thing out there, which it is.
And the Park Daily site's coming up pretty soon.
Well, we're working on it, so don't go there yet.
So,
that's one of those. All right.
So that's it.
We out.
Well,
no, you know what? No.
Let's plug the Horseplay podcast at.
Wells recorded the Horseplay podcast.
Yeah, I just came back. Me and DeFeo, who I do the Horseplay podcast with, we just shot an episode today. It's up. You can check us on Podbean or look at the Park Daily. I think it might be up there, or look at the Instagram that maybe you guys can. Yeah, Horseplay underscore podcast on Instagram. The O is actually the number 0.
Is it?
So
okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
whose blunder was that?
Yeah. But yeah, check it out. It's a bit different than this show, but
that's the beauty of it. That's
the good thing about that.
That's the beauty of it.
No ladies, what's up?
Ladies, sup.
We're out. I hope you guys are enjoying the baseball game as well. Nash, Wells, and Smythe host the Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.